Hi guys, welcome to Office Blokes React. I'm Office Bloke Dave.
I'm Office Bloke Mike.
Office Bloke Daz.
Collectively, we are the Office Blokes.
Yep.
Yeah.
A true factual statement. For those of you who like to see us react to music like the good old days, we're chucking a bit on Patreon and a bit on channel memberships.
Yeah.
Bit of the old dirty Mosher music.
Yeah.
No, we missed it. It's been a long time.
We did one not long ago, which was
we did tell.
Yeah, we did. We did. I was going to say Shadow of Intent. It was Lorna Shore. Yeah, which that's actually. I think we were trying to release it as channel members and as patrons, so we've got to wait for a copyright thing.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
But,
it's on Patreon.
Yeah.
Yeah, Patreon, there's no copyright issues there.
No. But we're doing a bit more of that sort of stuff. So if that's what you like,
exclusive stuff.
then there you go. £1.50. It's nothing, is it, Mike?
It's cheap as chips.
There you go.
Really
Cheap
is.
as chips. Right then, the US testing its monstrously powered $500 million railgun.
Powerful.
I was reading it as I was going, so I was just going to accept that as good enough. I didn't pre-read it.
This looks like only in Russia video. This
It does.
someone's
In
back garden,
yeah.
in Moscow.
I saw one the other day that was, I think it was on TikTok or Instagram Reels, where it was a drunken Russian guy on a bear's back with a beer in his hand, just laughing his head off. And then the bear started wrestling another Russian guy. And he's on the bottom like that, while the guy's on top of it, just pissed.
I mean, why would you? Oh, man.
Yeah. I mean, a $500 million railgun, I wonder what it shoots. It looks absolutely massive.
It does.
It's a bit of a beast.
It doesn't look like your most conventional sort of like piece of weaponry, does it?
It doesn't really, not at all. Very different than anything I've seen
built
before.
above a couple of containers and
Yeah.
don't know.
Is a railgun like a Gatling gun?
Don't
like
know.
a rotating
Yeah,
barrel
that's what I'm
sort of
thinking.
situation?
I'm not sure.
I don't know what it is, but that's in my mind. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Well, let's find out then. So the US testing its monstrously powerful $500 million railgun. Let's do it. Maybe not.
No.
Hello and welcome back to the Fluktish channel. Few weapons in the world are as impressive and as potentially devastating as railguns. A railgun is a device that uses electromagnetic force to fire projectiles at high speeds. The projectile doesn't have any explosives in it. Instead, it relies on high speed and momentum to do damage. The destructive power of these projectiles depends on how fast they are moving and how heavy they are. Because a railgun projectile can move quickly, its destructive...
Jesus.
It's got no explosive, and you see all those sheets of steel or whatever they are just exploding, bursting into
Based on
flame.
pure speed.
Wow.
That's obviously the rail, just like shoots down straight.
Yeah.
I was just going to say what sort of camera they're using for this. The shots on that were absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
Gee, that's so slow down. Jeez.
Yeah. What a scarily impressive weapon this is.
I've never heard of one before.
force is greater than a similar-sized traditional gun projectile. The U.S. Navy Dahlgren Division frequently demonstrated an 8 megajoule railgun, shooting 7.1-pound projectiles as a prototype of a 64 megajoule weapon that was intended for warships. Later, the energy for firing the railgun was pushed up even further. On January 31,
Imagine being able to turn the volume up on your gun.
Needs to be a bit quicker.
Let's speed this up a notch.
2008, the U.S. Navy tested a railgun that shot a projectile at a speed of 8,270 feet per second and 10.64 megajoules.
Okay, now.
Railguns have fired projectiles up to ranges of 100 miles.
Oh my God.
Care is taken to fire the railgun out to the ocean to prevent possible damage to infrastructure or loss of life.
No shit.
This is well out of the...
Hold on.
I know.
Over 8,000 feet per second. Gee.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's just a lump
That's
of metal as well. There's
yeah.
no explosives involved.
Wonder what it's made of. Is it like titanium? So it's got
no
to
idea.
be a tough piece of metal to not sort of disintegrate
Disintegrate
itself.
just on impact.
On
and coming out
impact.
the gun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, geez, man, my mind's blown.
It's magnetic, did he say?
Electromagnetic, yeah. That's what I mean. There's no putting in a shell of a certain charge or anything. They're just going turn it up to 11
Release.
and see what happens.
Yeah.
And away you go.
Wow.
Unfortunately, railgun development has been halted by the United States for now in favor of projects such as longer-range missiles and even laser weapons. In 2020, a Navy ship used its laser weapon system to shoot down a flying drone nearby. This is part of the Navy's plan to deal with air threats at sea.
It's full-blown future, isn't it?
Yeah.
That unmanned drone flying over and you go, laser.
Yeah.
It's
So
gone.
yeah.
Instead of a fly swap. I'd rather fire that fucking big gun at it though, wouldn't you?
Oh, yeah, you'd have to want some bit of that, wouldn't you?
Watch this, mate.
Yeah, the laser's a bit too quiet for my liking. You want something a bit more industrial, don't you?
If they're on your side, you want them to have lasers. Because otherwise, like, if the enemy have got them, people on the battlefield just start exploding. No one knows why. Just start melting next to you.
The Navy said in a news release that the amphibious transport dock ship Portland successfully disabled an unmanned aerial vehicle while it was in the air during a test at sea on May 16. The laser on the Portland can be used to target not only drones, but also small boats. Time will tell exactly how big the solid-state laser will become and how effective it will be. For now, we can still rely on weapons like the Tomahawk cruise missile. The Tomahawk land attack missile is a long-range, all-weather, jet-powered subsonic cruise missile that is mostly used by the U.S. Navy and the Royal Navy to attack land from ships and submarines. There are at least 7 variants of this tried-and-tested missile. The missile then utilizes what is called TERCOM, or terrain contour matching, to find its way to the target. The route data is loaded onto the missile before it is launched. The Tomahawk then simply follows the terrain forms it is supposed to reach its target. Tomahawks can fly up to ranges of 1,000 miles or more, depending on the variant.
1,000 miles.
Unlike
mind-blowing,
railguns
isn't it?
and
Yeah,
lasers,
wow.
missiles have to be reloaded. The process of loading missiles onto U.S. Navy ships has to be completed manually. That is, at the docks. Reloading
down
at
that, mate.
sea is a much more dangerous
Seen that?
undertaking because of the weight of some missiles and the rolling motion of ships underway. The vertical launch system and personnel could be damaged or injured. Missiles like the Standard missile weigh in excess of 1,000 pounds. In the past, U.S. Navy ships were armed with cranes, but these were removed due to the dangers of rearming at sea. With possible hostilities with Russia and China looming, rearming at sea seems more likely.
Very nonchalantly just say that.
Yeah. I know. Yeah.
Wow.
U.S. Navy torpedoes are another offensive weapon enemy ships have to contend with. Surface vessels are commonly armed with Torpex torpedoes that are 50% more deadly than TNT. Torpex is an acronym for Torpedo Explosives. Surface vessels are armed with the Mark 54 torpedo.
So what, women go into the shop for their monthly, what's this, better not get them words mixed up, had they?
Pack of Torpex.
The Mark 54 can destroy submarines at a range of 10,000 yards. For land attacks, the U.S. Navy can rely on the Naval Strike Missile. This new Norwegian missile is used against ships and land targets.
The thing that blows my mind is how heavily armed a lot of these ships are, and it seems like one thing can just take down a whole ship. It seems like a naval war nowadays, a proper one, would just be everyone blow up everyone and there'd be no ships left.
When was the last time you seen a Navy ship go down?
I don't know.
I think the defence of these things is incredible. That's what it is, with radar, every sonar.
The last one I can think of is the one that they drove explosives into it in Yemen or somewhere where it was.
Oh, yeah.
About 20 years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, vaguely remember that.
Not sure about that
Yeah.
one, but that wasn't like a, United States versus Russia sort of conflict. Well, Russia's probably a bad example. China.
Yeah. No,
Conflict.
it was coming in port in like I think it was like Aden or somewhere in Yemen, something like that, or Sana'a, whatever the ports are over there, Hadida.
Yeah.
Give me knowledge of Yemen here, right?
Hey,
look at
absolutely,
that,
yeah.
Flexing on Yemen. But whatever it was somewhere in that region anyway, on the that Horn of Africa or whatever.
Yeah.
It was something to do with a ship come up alongside and just fucking blew up, and it blew a big hole in one of the American ships.
Yeah, that's right.
It was like a terrorist attack type thing.
Yeah.
But I want to say it was about 20 years ago, I'm thinking.
Yeah, I think it was a while ago, wasn't it now?
I can't remember the name of the ship now.
Yeah.
I wasn't aware of that one.
But I think the defence of these ships these days is absolutely incredible, isn't it?
You don't hear of many going down, do you? Because of due to being attacked. Or,
you think it'd be dead easy, wouldn't you? Think massive ship, steady,
Easy
easy, send a
target,
missile off, but they've got things to combat that.
But we've not engaged in a proper naval war since the Second World War.
My money's on the ships dominating.
You think?
And
I mean, you look at these crazy aircraft carriers and stuff.
Oh yeah, absolutely amazing.
What did that one cost we reacted to the other day? Was it 5 billion or was it more than that? 13 billion.
Yeah, it was a lot. Yeah.
It's the way they put it together, the technology, and it's not like they're all sat around and going, "Hey, shit, there's someone coming." These people watching all day, every day.
It probably takes a bit more than you think to knock out an aircraft carrier as well. I bet to sink one because of all the different sections they have in the hull and things. How thick they are and everything.
Yeah.
It'd take a hell of a lot, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
It really would.
It has a range of up to 345 miles, depending on its attack profile. Another innovative way to attack land targets is to use the HIMARS system from ships. The M142 High Mobility Artillery Rocket System is a light multiple rocket launcher made for the U.S. Army in the late 1990s. It is mounted on a standard U.S. Army M1140 truck frame. The M142 has one pod that can hold either 6 GMLRS rockets, 2 PRSM missiles, or 1 ATACMS missile. It can fire all of the weapons in the Multiple Launch Rocket System family, or MFOM. Used from ships, the system gives the U.S. greater land attack versatility. The defense setup of U.S. Navy ships and aircraft carriers is carried out in successive layers.
Oh, aircraft on that.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Unbelievable.
The final defense consists of the Phalanx Sea Whiz. The Phalanx uses radar to target enemy missiles with a 6-barrel, 20mm Gatling cannon that fires 3,000 to 4,500 rounds per minute over ranges of 1 to 5 miles.
Wow.
The range is comparatively short for modern anti-ship missiles, but the system is fast and accurate. Another level of defense that aircraft carriers have is the aircraft they carry. As soon as enemy weapons target them, they scramble F-18s or F-35s and attack the enemy facilities or ships. These aircraft are armed by ordnance men, distinctive in their red outfits. Ordnance men use various tools and vehicles to help them attach heavy weapons to aircraft like F-18s or F-35s. FA-18s are being replaced by F-35 Lightning, but they still have a role to play. As navies worldwide keep aiming to improve the weapon systems of their battleships and aircraft, these weapons are becoming deadlier by the day.
It's just like turning a tap on.
And with
I was
such
just gonna say the
practical
same.
improvements, the casual onlooker can only wish that these weapons would never truly be used for their intended purpose.
That's just insane.
That's the end of this video.
I like this channel as well, Flux.
It's really good.
But you know, it's the when you look at that, you just think, you know, you're going to attack a ship that's so far out at sea. It's got to be a missile that's travelling at distance, or it's going, you know, underwater from a submarine or whatever it is they're using. But the radar systems on these as well will pick anything up for miles and miles and miles away. Yeah. So they just shoot it down with their anti-air defense missiles or whatever.
The surprise element is probably pretty much impossible, isn't it?
Yeah.
When you've got the technology that they've got for defence of the ships.
I'd love to see someone have a go and see what happens, and see how quick it's fucking extinguished.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's videos out there of when they're testing these things, and it is, you know, war games. So
which is why they test them like that. They're testing basically in case someone's, you know, like someone's firing a missile at them.
But they've got everything. No, they've got missiles, they've got guns, they've got fucking trucks that launch missiles. They've got the ones that go under the water,
torpedoes,
and that's just one of them. There's usually like, you know, a bunch of them together, isn't there? So smaller vessels, so like supporting vessels and stuff. All them aircraft.
Yeah, there always isn't.
You got everything.
Probably got loads of Navy SEAL like frogmen.
In
the water, holding onto those little things.
Yeah, probably.
Attaching like charges to the side of things.
I just know if there is a World War III, whose side I want to be on.
I
know exactly whose side I want to be on.
Absolutely, yeah.
You're China.
And not forgetting that, you know, when they have these big vessels and flotillas knocking about, they probably have a submarine in the area as well.
Absolutely.
As an extra piece of
There'll be loads. There'll be the whole, I don't know what you call it, like the whole military
like
force or what you've got
the
in
Armada
that
sort of
Armada,
thing.
yeah, it'd be huge.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course it would, yeah.
With everything, and then you've got everything that goes on it with spies and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's just impressive.
It's mind-blowing, isn't it?
It's way above our pay grade.
Just about. And we've got the lasers as well, testing those out.
Laser.
I used to watch a program years ago called Future Weapons on Discovery Channel, and that was all stuff like this, but it was probably 15 years ago I was watching it.
Yeah.
And it was blowing my mind, the stuff I was seeing then, and that's archaic compared to the stuff that they're showing us
but
now.
You see the speed and distance.
Insane.
You know, that railgun, they've stopped doing it now because they want to concentrate on other stuff that's... Railgun's probably not going to be good enough.
Yeah,
well, it's the cost of electricity nowadays, that's why they...
it costs too much to run.
It's not working. Have you plugged it in?
Let's reboot it.
Put some solar panels on the roof.
Plugged in. You've got a USB cable. Anyway, Hope you guys enjoyed that. Don't forget like and subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.